Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live Facebook and soon to be podcast. The doctor is in. Good to have you on with us this morning, Bernice and Faye, Wendy and John. Nick is watching. Mike from Wawa, Sari, Patricia. Good to have you on this morning. Diane. And another Diane. Rosemary, Lorraine. I don't know if I should use your last name in case I need to. And Bernice and Faye and Joy and Diane. Is that 3 Dianes now? Andrea from Nouveau-Brunswick and Marin and Lisa and Darlene and Marie and Harriet. Great to have you on with us this morning. Erna, Kelly, guess what we're talking about this morning? And Pat and Joanne and Wendy, Yolande. I was waiting for you, Yolande. You're late. Jerry from Nouveau-Brunswick, Michelin, Melanie, Connie. You guys are great. Appreciate it. Andrea from Nouveau-Brunswick. Guess what color? Look what I got on this morning. For the podcast people, it's pink. What month is this? What are we going to talk about this morning? Breast cancer. I got many titles that I could use. One of them would be, we're losing the war on breast cancer. We're losing the war. Why? We're fighting the wrong battle. We got cancer upside down, especially breast cancer. And I want to talk about that this morning. Shed some light on breast cancer, ladies. And you can wear pink if you want. I got no problem with that. Who isn't sympathetic? Should be. But it really has been, in my opinion, this has been abuse. Abuse. Generally in medicine, they haven't changed tactics at all. For as long as I've been on this planet, it's been find cancer, remove cancer through surgery, biopsies, then a combination or of chemotherapy, radiation, and medication. Some in the form of chemotherapy, and some in breast cancer would be the use of a drug or a similar drug like tamoxifen, which is an estrogen blocking medication. But nothing's changed. Is it getting better? Nope. When I graduated, here were the statistics. In North America, 1 out of 20 women, 1 out of 20 would get breast cancer. It is now 1 out of 7. As a matter of fact, a recent study said 1 out of 6. So whenever I get into a room, and I've often done this in a seminar setting or whatever, and I point out 6 women, 1 of you, according to statistics, will get breast cancer. From 1 out of 20 to 1 out of 6 or 7. Well, guys, to me, that's failure. And we give millions and millions and millions of dollars to cancer societies. And we go walk and wear a ribbon and wear pink. And I'm not telling people not to do it. I'm just saying, where is the bang for our buck? And ladies, you should be up in arms, screaming. I'm going to tell you something. Just over this COVID, the world went crazy for a virus. But they don't talk about things that really kill women. Not a virus, cancer. And specifically breast cancer. So let's look at some of the factors. And I'm going to give you my clinical experience. And remember, I was a guy, I like asking questions. I'm a questionnaire kind of guy. You didn't get to see me in my office unless you filled out a questionnaire. I was doing that for you and for me. Questions, questions, questions. I wanted to know everything. I wanted to know history. I'm a historian as far as patients go. So here's what we know. Here's what we know. There is 3 big factors when it comes to breast cancer. 3 big factors. Okay? And you're not going to hear this pretty well anywhere else. 3. Now let me eliminate one before we get started. And that is family history. It doesn't even make a dent. And I understand that was a big thing. Oh, my mother had breast cancer, therefore I am more likely to get breast cancer. Maybe 1%. It's a red herring. Because medicine years ago went down a path. I watched them do it. Genetics, genetics, genetics. Cancer, genetics, genetics, genetics. And, you know, if you had this gene, right? Angelina Jolie. Oh, I got this gene. Makes you more susceptible? Yeah, about, if you have that gene, about 5%. But let me give you real factors that are in 99% of breast cancer patients. 99%. Better to look at the 99 than to 1 or 2%. Number 1 factor. Ladies, number 1, estrogen. Estrogen. Estrogen makes you a woman. Estrogen's job is to hold on to fat. Now I'm gonna say something, gonna be a little controversial, very unlike me. But ladies, please stop using chemical cleaners or chemical hand sanitizers every time I see a woman putting that stuff on her hands. You're thinking virus, I'm thinking cancer. You're thinking virus, I'm thinking cancer. Every time you do that, you are pouring xenoestrogens right into your bloodstream. I know, Doc, but we have a virus. We have COVID. And I got to do that. I wish you wouldn't. Ladies, don't do it. Carry your own. Put a little bit of soap and water in a little, I don't care what you have it in, a little squirt bottle. And when someone offers you a chemical, say, no, I got my own. Squirt, squirt, a little soap and water. Add a little oil of oregano to it. You want to make up a nice little hand sanitizer? If you must. Ladies, please stay away from those chemicals. They're xenoestrogen. Why do you think breast cancer has gotten so bad? Why is it down to 1 out of 6 or 1 out of 7? We live in a chemical soup. And every chemical, put the name there, okay? Put a long name to it. You can't even pronounce it. Your body thinks that's estrogen, ladies. And men, you too, for your prostate. It drives me crazy. It does. I see women abusing themselves. And they think they're doing the right thing. Ladies, don't worry about the virus killing you. Worry about the chemicals killing you. The coming tsunami. I've talked about 2 coming tsunamis. The one about metabolic syndrome, the elephant in the room with COVID that nobody wants to talk about. But the coming cancer tsunami, the coming breast cancer tsunami, it's going to get worse because you see millions and millions and millions of women cleaning their hands with chemicals. Guys, those chemicals go right into your bloodstream. And your body thinks it's estrogen, so it goes, woo, 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 woo. Your body loves estrogen. And it can't differentiate between natural estrogen and chemical estrogen. Xenoestrogens. It's a big factor, you see. I took out a little bit of fat. You see it? So ladies, pretend this is the fat tissue that's in your breast. This, see what fat does? Fat in your breast loves estrogen. So I'll put it here, okay? Pretend that's, ladies, your breast, and you are rubbing your hands, and you use chemical cleaners in your home and this and that. And those chemicals, they get attracted to the fat tissue in your breast, ladies. You go into the store, pretend. I see them they're washing the carts, in the grocery stores. Ladies, my hands. I feel like going up to them and saying, stop doing that. They're going to put me in jail. Dr. Martin's flipping the lid. But ladies, I'm on your side. I want to protect you. Estrogen. Every chemical looks like estrogen. Wait till we see the cancer in kids. Wait till we see the cancer in kids. And let me just say one other thing. When I was a kid, it was almost like no such thing. Leukemia? What's that? In a kid? Honestly. But oh, when those chemicals came around, DuPont. I'm telling you. Anyways, I don't want to get too sidetracked. So ladies, diminish. You're not going to be able to get rid of every chemical in the world. I don't know what planet you could go on. But if you're going to live on planet Earth, you're going to be surrounded by it. It's in the air. It's in the water. It isn't the climate. It's chemicals. And we can't get away from it. But I'm going to show you how to protect yourself from that. One of them, please don't overdo it. I can't stand all the chemicals they're using, especially when you're rubbing it right into your skin. Ooh. Ladies, and breast cancer. Okay. Number 2. Number 1, lower your estrogen. Lower estrogen. If a woman gets breast, oh, doc, my cells weren't receptive to estrogen. Says who? The oncologist? You know what that is? You know what that means? It means your cells weren't as receptive as someone that has what they call estrogen receptive cell. But it's only in comparison. It's not that they're, listen, you're a woman, your cells are receptive to estrogen. Take it to the bank. Oh, doc, I didn't have estrogen. They didn't put me on tamoxifen. Ladies, it's abuse. It is. Cancer for you. This has been abuse. It was hijacked by the pharmaceutical industry. Chemotherapy. It was hijacked. And nobody talked about prevention. They wait till you get breast cancer. Oh yeah, I felt the lump in my breast in the shower. And that's not a bad idea, by the way, ladies. I'm not against you self-examination. All I'm saying is once you find that, remember what I said. Ballpoint pen. Now, good luck, ladies. Let's put this here, okay? So you have a little, see that little, I don't even know if you can see it. I'm trying to hide the pen and just show the tip. That's in your tissue. You feel it. You go to the doctor. And the doctor, okay, let's do a mammogram. The mammogram says, you got some dense tissue there. Time to do a biopsy. They do a biopsy. You wait. If a doctor calls you back, says, I want to meet you in my office, you're in doo-doo. And then they say it's cancer. Well, folks, for cancer to grow to this size, now good luck trying to find that in your breast tissue. Just the tip of this ballpoint pen takes 5 years. 5 years. It's been there for a long time. You just didn't know it. And estrogen was feeding it. Estrogen makes it grow, grow, grow. It's a growth hormone. My blood pressure is going up. Ladies, now let's talk about number 2. Another growth hormone. This one has to do with food. You know the answer already. Insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone. And breast cancer cells, you got some cancer cells in there, they're 6 times not only receptive to estrogen, but to insulin. Breast cancer loves insulin. And you're going to secrete a lot of insulin if you eat sugar. Oh, yeah, but Doc, I just gotta have my chocolate. No, you don't. Not if you want to feed breast cancer. It needs insulin. Crappy carbohydrates, sugars. You do a PET scan, they give you a cup of sugar. Oh, but Doc, we should eat in moderation. Some sugars, actually, you can't live without sugar. You want to bet? Seriously, ladies. It's hard. I didn't say it was easy. But these are fundamental. 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 Insulin. Estrogen. Did I say 3 things? I'm going to put a 4th one in because this might have to be 2 parts. We'll see. Insulin. So ladies, every time you have a piece of bread, it's going to be sugar in 5 seconds. Pasta, sugar in 5 seconds. Cereals, sugar in 1 second. Dr. Martin, I just got to have oatmeal. No, you don't. Well, I'm not going to go to the bathroom if I don't have my fiber, my cereals. Brought to you by the cereal companies. Boy, they're good at marketing. They hook our kids with Frosted Flakes are great and Cheerios. Well, Doc, I have whole wheat. Oats. You're feeding cancer. You're feeding cancer. Wouldn't that be nice if you had a little light on top of your head that would sort of go like, start flashing if cancer cells were growing? Estrogen, insulin. Cut out the carbs, ladies. Cut out the crappy carbs. Cut them out. If you've had a history of cancer, don't feed the bears. Okay. What's the third one? What makes cancer take off in the breast tissue? Estrogen, insulin, and cortisol. You see, I'm a history guy. And here's what I found out with breast cancer almost invariably, almost without exception. High stress. Cortisol. Your cortisol, ladies, is meant if I come up behind and scare you, and you're going to punch me or run, the fight or flight, not meant to go on. So here's what I found over the years. You'll find this interesting. I wrote about it in this book. If you can see behind me here, I'm going to clear away. I wrote that in this book here. I don't know if you can see it from there, but Chronic Fatigue Syndrome, The Modern Woman's Curse. I brought this out because we had done a survey of over 500 women that were diagnosed. We wrote 10 of them up in that book in terms of their case histories, but the research clinically that I found, and this is late 80s, early 90s, women in chronic fatigue were 10 times more likely to get breast cancer. Why? Adrenals, cortisol, stress, a sick, ladies, someone gets sick in the family. Who worries about it more? Whose life does it disrupt the most? Yours. A sick parent. You know how many times I saw this? Parents get sick. You take care of them. A lot of the family disappears and you're the one. Now you are 10 times more likely to get breast cancer. What's the connection? Well, cortisol pours, you know how we talk at the Martin Clinic. Cortisol pours gasoline on the fire. You might, especially if you're under stress, you're not eating as well. You're secreting way too much insulin. You're tired. You're fatigued. And you got cravings and you like your sugar and you got to have, you got to have more sweets or you got to have your potato chips. So your insulin's going up, your estrogen is going up, and now you have the perfect storm because cortisol is being poured on the fire. Cortisol will increase your inflammation. It pours gasoline. And this is what my history taking always showed. A traumatic event. Someone that went through a divorce or a separation. Someone that had a sick child. Someone that was in a very unhappy marriage. Much more susceptible to breast cancer. Now, does anybody talk about that? Does anybody talk about that? Cortisol goes up. Your inflammation goes up. And now you have a perfect storm. And cancer is now being fueled. Cancer, listen. Cancer needs fuel. Cancer needs fuel. Estrogen is a fuel. Insulin is a fuel. And cortisol is pouring gasoline, and guess what? Poof! As cortisol goes up, your immune system. Now, you think of immune system as, and we'll talk about this more tomorrow. It's got to be a 2-part series. It has to be. I just got started. I'm going to tell you what to do. So, that is a big factor. Huge factor is that cortisol in breast cancer. I'm sure in other cancers, but this is specific too. Very specific. Now, if you want to wear pink and you want to give money to the Breast Cancer Society, go for it. But whenever they come around and ask me, I like to give them a little bit of a lecture. The poor people, they come knocking on my door. Of course, during COVID, don't worry about it. Nobody will knock on your door anymore. But you know what? I used to tell them, look, where's all the money going? Of course, these poor people, they don't know where the money goes. You know what's nice about the Breast Cancer Society in Canada? I'm sure it's the same in the States. These are public enterprises. And you can look at their books. 90% of the money goes to salaries and promotion for next year's budget. So when you give money, it doesn't go to research. And if it does, the 10% or less that goes to research goes to the pharmaceutical companies. Because they're looking for a drug. They don't talk about food. They don't talk about chemicals. They don't talk about cortisol. They just don't. See, guys? See, guys? Ladies, here's what you do, and then tomorrow we're going to really look into this. But here's what you do. I just want you to get this one point. Don't worry about the rest of the world. Worry about you. Worry about you. Take steps. And I'll just say this in closing this morning. Okay, I'll just say this. Over the years, I've had people come into my office after they've had breast cancer. Many, many thousands over the years. Thousands. I said, well, now you don't want it to come back. You don't want it to come back. And ladies, it's amazing what you can do. It's amazing how fearfully and wonderfully made your body is. It's amazing. You put everything on your side. Start today. Start today. Okay? Like I said, you can't get rid of all the chemicals in your life. You can't. It's impossible. But do the best you can. 2, change your diet. 3, lower your cortisol, your stress hormone. I will talk tomorrow about how to do that even more. Okay. I don't think I need a workout today. I've got a workout. I'm sweating. I got excited. Oh, okay, doc, let your blood pressure come down. Here we go. I'm deep breathing. Ladies, do you have that, my wife has that watch. It tells her to breathe. I don't want one of those. It'll be telling me to breathe all the time. Take a deep breath. I get so uptight. Okay, guys, love you dearly, and I mean that. You guys, I think, know that about me. If you don't, that's true. I'm not lying. Tomorrow we'll do part 2, okay? We got some good stuff coming. I found another study on coffee just going to blow your socks away. Blow your socks away. I actually found 2 new studies on coffee. Vitamin C. It'll just prove it to you that I've been right all along. This is wonderful stuff. Okay. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.